Alright, a couple days back, we had a little bit of an issue with this one right here. When I say a little bit of an issue, the truck is literally in half. We were driving through big open field. My little cousin was driving this, and we were coming at each other. I was driving a much heavier truck. It's down here right now. It's drying out. It's all wet. But we were coming at each other, and we both turned in the same direction to try to avoid one another. So we ended up colliding, head-on impact, and this Flash did not survive. So we have a lot of repairs to make on this thing. We haven't received the new chassis yet. That's on its way, or most of the parts that are going to be needed to repair this truck. But one thing that we can do is unassemble everything so that we can make the repairs once that truck gets here. And that starts with this little guy right here. This pin was in this arm right here, and it bent and came out, which is what caused this to be hanging off like that. So you can get this guy straightened out, put it back in. Alright, pin straight and back in. Truck steers again, and it will be able to roll again. But now we gotta get literally everything off the chassis, and this part off too. Yay! So it took a lot of unscrewing to get this piece out here. You had to remove the clip holder for the body. Had to get the shocks out, and a lot of parts that just connected to this little plastic piece back here, which happens to be one of the pieces that is broken. So yep, we got that part off. Still a lot more to do, but so we've got the plate out here and basically taking apart the entire truck. It's just laid out across this disc right now. So a lot of unscrewing, but actually not too many bolts to get out of this thing. Still got to take off that and the Nerf bars around the side. That part should be pretty easy. So yeah, this is the entire chassis from this original Slash. Man, this is the broken part right here. Well, it took a while, but here they are. We can finally get this thing back together. Got the skid plates and the new chassis. First, we got to get this old skid plate off. It's already pretty beaten and battered. We got to get the new one on. These pieces up here are the broken parts that snapped off the chassis and ultimately ended up breaking this back half. So, yep, this is what we got to fix first. All right, we got our new skid plate on. Now it's time to get everything on to this. Right now, I'm looking for a bolt that's similar to that one because this one on this side got lost when the truck basically split in half. So I'm either going to use one of these bolts that doesn't really have much impact on the rest of the truck, or I'm going to have to go through a bin and see if there's one close to that, because that's a pretty crucial bolt that we lost. Alright, so I found like an actual screw that is about the same size as this bolt on this side. I wouldn't recommend using anything other than the bolts that came with the truck unless you absolutely have to, but this is one of those cases where we don't have anything close to that, so had to improvise, but it works. This isn't coming loose now, so that's a good sign. Alright, we got the back all back on. Gonna start putting some of the electronics back in, and then we'll work on the front end. Alright, sorry I didn't film getting the front end back on. Pretty simple. We still got a piece to put back in there. But we got all the electronics back on, plugged up all the stuff on the inside of that. Got the servo screwed back in all around. Got the AC put back in, plugged the motor back into it. So, yep. And yeah, still gotta get that piece back on. For that though, all it'll take is the tires, and I believe we'll be ready to go. Alright, here we are. All put back together. And I'm charging up the battery right now. Get it outside so we can go make sure this thing runs properly, that all the electric stuff is connected, because I'm pretty bad with all that stuff. But it is all put back together. We're gonna go see how it drives. Alright, out driving it, just seeing if it'll do what it normally does. Looks like it's doing pretty good. Actually handles a lot better now as I drive it into a tree. That it has a chassis that'll actually stay intact. So that's good. Keep trying to adjust, because I'm holding my phone. Keep trying to adjust my hand, but if I take my hand off the radio, then it won't start. So looks like it's doing fine. Shifted the body post, the rear body post up a bit, so it'll actually fit those tires on it now. Still a little bit of rubbing, but definitely not as bad as it used to be. Take it off the jump here. Let's see if it'll sit off the jump. Looks like it did pretty good. Where's it at? There it is. So this is on a... Oh! Didn't expect that to happen. This is on a used 2S battery, so it's not full throttle right now, but it is still getting a pretty good test in here. Something's slowing it down. Absolutely massive stick. That'll do it. So quiet. Or, oh, don't know. Those tires are helping it. It's a good thing they actually fit. Oh, it's a big stick. Alright, let's do one more jump. Right on that side. Now that it's all fixed up again. Oh, bad jump. Kind of landed on its side there. Can't end on that one. Still going fine. Looks like for now. Brand new chassis, brand new skid plate. Send it off that jump again. I want to try to put a 4S system in this thing. Because it's kind of underpowered as it is. And no, this is on 2S. But even on like a 3S battery. What is stuff? Nothing. Okay. Even on a 3S battery, the 4x4 kind of bullies it. Now that it won't snap in half while driving, it'll be able to handle that. We get some belted tires for it. We're gonna put it on course. There we go. That's a good one to end. So yeah, there you have it. Fully fixed after being snapped in half. These things will never die.